Hey there, today we're going to be taking notes on squares and square roots. So take out your pre-algebra notes packet, open up to where you left off for dividing integers. We'll draw a line. And we'll take some notes on squares and square roots today. Okay, so just some vocabulary. So remember, squaring is just raising a number to the second power. And then we're also going to be talking about the square root, which, say you have the square root of n. It's the number when multiplied by itself gives you n. Okay, so perfect squares are just the numbers squared, like we said, raising that number to the second power. So perfect squares are the number 1 squared, which is 1 times 1, which gives us 1. After 1 comes 2. If we squared 2, that is 2 times 2, which gives us 4. 3 squared is another perfect square, because if we multiply 3 times 3, we get 9. 4 squared, we get 4 times 4, which is 16. There's no decimals, that's why these are perfect squares. So the length and the width are the same because they are squares. You can think of it as area. They can't be rectangles, so the length and the width have to be the same. Just like here, 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4. We can have 5 squared, which is 5 times 5, which is 25. 6 squared, that's 6 times 6, which is 36. 7 squared is 7 times 7, which is 49. 8 squared, that's 8 times 8, which is 64. 9 squared, that's 9 times 9, which is 81. And we'll go up to 10. 10 squared is 10 times 10, which gives us 100. Okay, so you should know these squares, and these are the perfect squares that we can easily find the square root to now. Because if we wanted to know the square root of 1, well, we're asking what number times itself will give us 1. We already know it, 1, because 1 times 1 gives us 1. The square root of 4. The square root of 4, what number times itself will give us 4? 2, because just like we showed here, 2 times 2 is 4. The square root of 9 we can do because that's a perfect square, because 3 times 3 gives us 9. So the square root of 9, what number times itself gives us 9? That's 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. The square root of 16, what number times itself gives us 16? Oh, that's 4, because 4 squared, or 4 times 4, is 16. The square root of 25, what number times itself gives us 25? That's 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. The square root of 36, what number times itself gives us 36? That's 6. I think you probably get the hang of it. The square root of 49 is 7 because 7 times 7 is 49. The square root of 64 is 8 because 8 times 8 is 64. The square root of 81 is 9 because 9 times 9 is 81. And the square root of 100 is 10 because 10 times 10 is 100. You're going to go ahead and use this, and you just need to familiarize yourself with these squares. You need to memorize them and easily recognize it. Oh, when you see the square root of 16, oh, that's 4 because 4 times 4 is 16. So we're just going to practice copying this down today. So you're going to go ahead and open up your workbook to this perfect squares page. And it goes even further. It goes all the way up to 20. So you're going to use your calculator if you need to, and you're going to do 11 squared, which is 11 times 11, which is 121. Then if we take the square root of 121, we know that that's 11. Okay, and you're going to complete this second column.